All right, guys. We're over here working on a 460. Shit. Probably need to loosen up that dipstick too there that we forgot, huh? Yeah, 9/16, 14 millimeter, 5/8, something. We got a wrench right here. Oops, I always forget something. Alright, maybe that's 5/8. There's a wrench right here. But no, it's going to be metric. Yep. Yep, well, at least now we're definitely looking like a couple of monkeys fucking a football. Yeah. Got. Alright guys, it's going to be a while before this video is posted, but I just traded for a set of Dove A heads off of a Ford, or late model Ford 429, and we got this clapped out 460 short block here. We are fixing to show you how to the perfect incorrect way to put those heads on here in just a few minutes. And we'll probably do a video putting the heads and stuff like that on. After I get the intake gasket, we'll do a video putting the twin 4-barrel intake on it. And after that, we'll do a will it run video, or a let's hope it runs video.
Without spending money on the
head gasket. Yeah, without spending the extra money on the head gaskets, hopefully, if we can get these head gaskets off here without tearing them.
We're going to have to pry on it with something.
Yeah, probably.
Yep. Woo, He-Man.
Yeah. 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 I'll let that come off there. Yeah, there's definitely some oil trickling down in there. Got one fouled out spark plug. Did I jerk that off her quick enough not to screw up the gasket too bad, Mike?
Yeah, that's good.
Alright, that's a perfectly reusable gasket. We'll get the gold spray paint out here in a little bit.
Yep, that gasket looks like it's in pretty good shape, so we're going to try to reuse it.
Yep.
To fire up to see if it's going to...
The cylinders don't look too bad.
To see if it's going to do what we want to do without spending money.
Yep. Basically, we're going to do this as cheap and roadkill style as we can. There's cylinder walls actually look really good. I think this in... nope. We're going to have to spend money, Mike.
Why?
That's why she's smoking.
Ah, I blew a piston.
Yeah. We got a torch piston. Oh well, we might still slap those heads on here and run it with a fucked up piston. Who knows? We'll see what the other side looks like and think and talk about that. We'll be back with you again here in a minute whenever we go to lift this other head off here to see what surprises awaits us in there. Alright, thanks guys. Alright guys, we got our head bolts out. Try to find us a nice little spot here to set the camera. And we're going to try to jerk this head off of the passenger side bank, which would be bank 1, I do believe, because number 1 starts out over here. And we're going to see what kind of surprises we find in here. Oh yeah, that manifold's loose. There's a goose, it's missing a bunch of bolts. Boy, howdy. Hey, Mike. Look. I think there's a bolt right here that bolts into the block. I always forget something. I always forget something. Wouldn't be Hammered Monkey Garage if we had everything perfect and right and ready to come loose the first yank, huh, Mike?
Yeah, another one.
Oh, shit, I better grab onto that. Alright, I got it back on the dial pin.
I'm using a socket that's not quite right. It barely fit on there.
Wouldn't be Hammered Monkey if we done everything like we were supposed to, probably. Alright guys, we're gonna lift this head off here. Attempt to. Yeah. Yeah. Very back cylinder, so that'd be cylinder 4 is fouled. Yeah. Cylinder 2 don't look very healthy right there.
That trap one right there might be a crack in it.
Yeah, I bet you that's probably got a crack head. Yeah. Yep, good thing we wasn't planning on using these heads.
You got any piston pieces missing out of this one?
Not that I can tell with the little bits of water in there. Looks pretty good so far. Alright guys, I'm getting y'all along for the ride here. All the pistons on this side look pretty good.
G8 down one.
Yeah. It's alright. I think even running on 7 cylinders, I think this will... Yeah. Well, I guess we'll tell them eventually where this engine's going to end up. This is eventually going to end up in my rusty old Pinto, guys. Here in a minute, we're going to turn the engine over and we're going to inspect the cylinder wall. We can't tell so far with where the piston's sitting. We can't tell if there's any damage right there. But, oh, Mike's turning her over. Yeah, guys, there is no damage to that cylinder with that busting piston. So I'd say that didn't happen whenever it was with that piston being in there. This engine was rebuilt, and I'd say whenever the last guy rebuilt it, they probably dropped that piston. They're like, oh no, screw it, let's put it back in there. Because guys, stuff like that happens all the time, but it hasn't damaged it. So we're going to go ahead and put those 429 heads on there, and we're going to run it. Eventually, yeah, we'll pull it out, we'll pull it apart, and I'll get some really nice pistons and put in here. Heck, if we get monetized and we actually go to, you know, making money off this crap, I might go ahead and send it to a machine shop and have it bored a little and, you know, get a big cam and stuff put in here. But we're going to put them 429 Dove A heads on this critter.
Yeah, we're going to run it until she pops.
Yep, we'll probably run it till there's a hole through the block. Hope to hell we don't hurt a $1,000 set of heads. Alright guys, gonna jump off here. We'll be back with you after we inspect these head gaskets, make sure we can put that copper stuff on there and reuse them. This will be the first time I've used that copper seal on a car engine. Now I have been known to use spray paint. Yeah, that's worked in the past when you're in a pinch. You know, that's race car stuff, guys. Alright, we'll be back whenever we go to goofing up them head gaskets, guys. Let's see where that's... Yeah, that ought to be facing good now.
You can go on the internet with it and show what you're using. And
this is Permatex brand spray gasket high temp sealant. Proves heat transfer, stuff like that. This stuff was designed, I guess, to help coat them or to do what we're doing, one of the two. But I know it works really good on a dirt bike, and I know other people have used this before on cars. This stuff might be flammable. That cigarette might light me up. Oh, I have to kick my ass, I catch myself on fire again. Could have been like Slick 50 and just got the old golden spray paint out. Guys, I really do recommend just getting the prick or just getting new gaskets.
so we're not planning on keeping this motor together. We're going to rebuild it after we get done playing in a tempo.
Yeah. We're just gonna get my 73 Pinto Squire wagon cobbled together. And we're gonna cram this down in there back with a C6 transmission. Gonna have a Ford 8.8 rear end with a 456 posi gear out of a old Fox body Mustang. So it ought to shit and get even running on 7 cylinders, because it used to have 4 cylinders and it used them all.
Now we're going to have 4 on each side.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that right there ought to do it. Alright guys, that's the Jupa paint a head gasket trick. Yeah. Move this camera down. There it goes, trying to fall over again. Yeah. But whenever we do the rebuild on this, I will do a video, or at least, you know, part of a video, porting and polishing these heads and match porting them with that twin 4-barrel intake up there. We'll show you that here in a minute. That thing's cool. But well, basically you're watching Mike put a head on. I might go ahead and kill the camera to save some battery and be back with you here in a few minutes whenever we set the intake on it, so y'all can look at this cool tricked out intake. Alright guys, we are just about done playing around for the night. At this point we got to get an engine picked up and set in the back of the truck. Here's that tricked out intake I was talking about. That's oh heck man, this thing ain't even got a name on it. That's how cool it is, or how cheap it is. One, guys, that's a twin 4-barrel intake. Those are, best we can tell from what we was looking at on the interwebs, 429 Dove A heads. I know for a fact they are Dove A heads, so if y'all know, let me know, because we don't know. You know, all I know is what I read off the internet, and it always says some screwy shit because everybody else has their ideas. But you know, anyway, I don't know if y'all can tell, it looks like my rocker studs are run down way tight. And you're right, because one of the couple of things we got to do before we do the well, with this junk run video, we're gonna have to get longer push rods, because these push rods are way too short. We just put them in there, zipped them down to hold the lifters in, and we got that intake sitting on there pretty much to, you know, try to keep big critters out of it till we get around to doing the will it run. We're fixing to go ahead and set this in the back of the truck and probably call it a day. What do you think, Mike?
Yep, I believe so. We've been at it all day.
All damn day.
Pulling it out of there and tearing it down.
Yeah, that went from a clapped out engine in this truck here into a clapped out short block sitting right there with some really cool parts on it. That's I guess that's something y'all would, you know, probably used to seeing on roadkill. It does have a busted piston, we do know that. We're only mildly concerned about that. This engine will get rebuilt sooner or later. If it runs, and it runs all right, we're probably going to go ahead and slap a C6 behind it and shove it in a rusty 73 Pinto Squire wagon.
Get it all mocked up, go out there and play with it. And
yeah, we'll get it mocked up, we'll get cage and everything in it. That's all going to be another video. But all right guys, like, share, and subscribe. Keep watching. Hell, show your friends. Get your friends to like, share, and subscribe too. I mean, you'd be like, hey, check out what these dumbasses are doing in Matt County. All right, guys, thank you.